Welcome to Bros N Banter. Hey,
Whoa!
Hey!
Whoa, welcome in. How's it going?
Welcome to the first pilot episode. We do not know what we're doing. I'm gonna preface that. Not at all. This is kind of we're just do we cuss?
Yeah, that's fun.
Can we cuss
I,
this?
I think we're chill to cuss, yeah.
Alright, just wanna put it. If not, it will bleep it. Who cares? Anyways, I'm the host for today for the first episode. My name is Espen, also sometimes known as Ravioli. Don't question it. Currently with my co-host, I'll start down the line. I have Raven.
Yo.
I have Kyle, the Wongster,
Sup?
Zachary,
How's it going?
and then I have the man, the myth, the legend, Max.
What's poppin'?
Alrighty. So, with the first little podcast, I gotta know, what are your thoughts on the global economic state of the world? Zach?
You know, it's a big one to start it off. I feel like we all have pretty detailed experiences. I feel like global economic state of the world, constant decline. Not really seeing any bright spots.
And in what way? In what way? Like, what's the
Well-
why are we fucked?
Well, you know, why aren't we fucked? That's the real question. Let's be
Good
honest.
Point. That is a good point.
Really good point.
That is a really good point. I think that's enough said. Max?
I think we're just fucked. Straight up.
Look at that. I can't agree. Raven?
Interesting you asked that. Espen.
Indulge?
Economically, butt plug prices are hiking up, which is a major no-no.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
They're
I was at Spencer's the other day. I saw that butt plug. It was like $50. Like, who's buying a $50 butt plug?
Absolutely ridiculous. We used to be
Absolutely.
That's
It depends. Is it bedazzled? Because bedazzled might spend a pretty penny on it.
Like, what are you really like using it for? That's worth $50.
I know what you're not, but like other people, we got some stuff going on, you know.
But like, can't you just do that with other things?
Like what?
Yeah,
Like,
if it's $50, it better have a fidget spinner. At
Is
the
there,
end
is
of it.
there on God? Is there a
We have a
difference between a
fidget
$50 butt plug and a $10 butt plug?
I guess they're just not as.
Well, with the $10 one, you have a
Better
chance
made,
of
I
lead
don't know.
poisoning. So
You might have a chance of lead poisoning.
Dude,
We got to do an auditory review comparing the differences.
you can do that.
All right,
That
that's
was
gonna be
on
the next
day.
episode.
Another day.
Yeah, you
Anyways.
can do that.
Two
I'm
weeks in.
not playing.
Am I confused? Is there lead in butt plugs?
Well,
No,
maybe the
it's
$10
never-
ones.
it's shit.
Oh, because they're cheap. They're
Yeah.
cheap, so they use lead. That makes sense. You know what? That is a good point. Kyle?
I have never indulged in butt plugs, and I've
Yeah,
never
he's
been
just-
inside
Oh,
a
no, no, no.
Spencer's.
I'm not asking you about the butt plug. I'm asking you about the global economic
I
state of the world.
appreciate your insight.
Kyle has always been a cucumber type of guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle, what are your thoughts?
Global economic state of the world?
Global economic state of the world. Improving, but also in a very bad spot.
Mm.
Mm.
Are we're all able to vote this year, right?
Yes,
Is
we
this the first time
can.
all of us are? Has anybody
first time.
actually voting?
I'm not legally able to.
I voted every year up to this.
You are legally able to.
Zach is
I-
illegal.
That's not what I mean. I am age-wise able to. I have not registered, therefore I'm not able to.
Wait, wait, 1
Oh,
year.
Just register and then vote.
Yeah,
Are
I
you-
registered when I was 18.
I am not registered yet.
Has anyone voted already? Am I the only one?
Max
that voted?
says.
I voted in every election.
Did you? And you're doing this one for sure.
Well, yeah.
So we gotta
the
know.
country. I care about.
So I gotta know Trump or Biden.
I'm not bringing politics.
What a way to start it off.
Max, Trump and
I'm
Biden
not
in a room.
bringing-
You have one bullet.
On God,
I'm-
one bullet.
I would. Me.
Okay.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
I can respect it. I can
You know
respect it.
what? Fair enough. I'd probably do
My-
the exact
I'm
same.
not going to go into politics, but my easiest way to say this is we're fucked either way.
My
On God.
easiest way to say this is
You know
I'm
what?
Republican.
we're fucked.
I don't think that's all what he said. But
No, it isn't.
you know.
But
fair enough. Anyways,
Espen,
the
how do
election
you
is.
feel about the global economic system?
You're asking
Oh,
me.
Mr. Host.
Oh,
Indulge
so-
us.
What's up?
Oh,
Do you feel
well-
about the topic?
you know, Raven brought up a good point with the butt plugs, and it's not even just butt plugs though. It's like the whole industry. Which I don't really want to get all into that. Like that's
The
another
butt fucking
time.
Trump 1000.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bruh, 10K. Like, not. Anyways,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nothing to do with
yeah,
that, like you,
we're
though.
definitely fucked. I've seen those gas prices. They kind of hurt right now. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
I mean, they're not as bad as they were though. Not as
This
bad
might
as
be
they
a
were.
hot take,
Back-
but I
I'm-
feel like they hurt less than a butt plug. Just saying.
Proof?
I mean, would you know?
No comment.
No comment.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
Should I be worried? All right. Anyways, that sounds pretty embarrassing if you ask me. First of all, which honestly brings me up to my next point.
Okay.
What do you think is the most embarrassing moment you've had as a kid? Like, what is one thing that, like, if anyone, it doesn't have to be like one person specific all the time. If anyone
And we
has
have to
an
name
idea.
only one? Yikes.
What, Zach? What is the most embarrassing moment you've had as a kid? What is it?
Oh, well, that's tough to rank considering how many there were. And
I mean, you
to
heard
be
about the
honest,
gas.
that is true. That is a good one. To be honest, I don't think it was just as a kid. I think I'm embarrassed almost daily. However,
Okay, all right, don't. We don't need
If
no
I-
pity
You
on
don't need
the
the
first
sob
podcast.
story. Keep it up.
Hey,
That was what the story is.
you're right. You're right.
Tell us
All
the
right.
story.
Well, first one that comes to mind is when I was about 7 or 6, maybe. My parents took a picture of me when I was on the toilet naked with a newspaper.
Wha-
And
Isn't that not true?
Is it? If your
technically-
parents take the
Well,
photo?
was the newspaper
I don't think your
covering
parents
your
take
yes,
pictures
the
of
news
you.
the newspaper was fully covering stuff.
Okay,
so
okay,
that,
fair.
It would be.
A
if they
newspaper
offered it to
couldn't
other
cover me up.
parents.
Yeah, I'm, that's gonna be a big newspaper.
Is it if your parents take the photo?
I think
yes,
so,
I would say
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
I don't think it
Like,
is.
legally
I don't
speaking.
if it's of a naked
Child.
kid, is that not?
If
But
it
it's
is,
your
I don't
kid.
think blood
It's yours.
plays
so
a big
I
factor.
got spawn cam,
I don't feel like. I feel like if you're being born, that doesn't count.
I
but
don't
my
know.
whole shit out.
That's facts.
Literally,
Your little
if
shit
that's
is
the
out.
case, bro, ultrasound should be illegal.
You
Oh
bring up a
shit.
good point. I feel like there's an age
That's
though.
a
Like,
good
I feel
idea.
like after like 3 years.
Well, yeah.
After
'cause
3
I
years,
don't-
you're good.
I don't-
You're good to go.
Oh, yeah,
There's an
like,
age
for
limit.
3
I
years,
don't
you
think
should.
it's-
Like,
I
they're
think
not,
it's
they're not baby anymore after that, you know.
I think it's if you seek out other people's kids. I don't think if you're taking a picture of your kids in like a cute moment, I don't think that's
What if you are having your child and you're showing it to others? Would that be
yes,
sharing
that
and
is-
distributing?
that is sharing and distributing, and that is illegal.
All
because
right,
you're
well, my
showing them a
parents did
picture
share
of
and
your kid's
distribute.
penis.
Okay, no, don't say that. Don't say that.
You don't say that.
We should cut that out. We should. I want to see that.
No, but
I don't think you definitely gotta take that out.
That was good. That was good. But holy fuck,
All right.
Don't out your parents on podcast.
we should probably stop saying the word.
All right,
over
I
and
will.
over.
I will wrap up the end of this story real quick.
Someone move on.
I will wrap up the end of this. So, anyways, this picture was shown to a few family friends when we were all pretty young,
Yeah.
and I made a big deal about it, cried and yelled, and
Well, yeah. That's
after a couple hours, they ended up deleting it because I was being pained because I was super embarrassed, and that was probably like the biggest embarrassing thing for me as a kid. So,
that does make
We should
sense.
probably like blur out that entire first part of.
No,
yeah, yeah, we
there's-
should,
oh,
we
yeah,
kept
what-
saying the
yeah,
word
for
over
sure,
and over
for sure.
again.
For the
because-
listeners, all they're gonna hear is like they're
Well,
hearing
and-
nothing but beats.
And I do think YouTube could take it down.
we're gonna get
Yeah,
demonetized on the
Yeah,
first
we'll
episode.
blur
Yeah.
it for sure. Oh, we're
We're
for
gonna
sure
get
getting demonetized
monetized
every
first.
episode.
We definitely are not putting out there that Zach said
no.
my parents distributed.
We're definitely not making money off this one.
That again, it's just blurred. They don't even know what you just said.
Ah,
Moving on.
Anyways,
Moving on.
Anyways, anyone else got an embarrassing thing that's not related to
I
what
wouldn't.
Zach
I wouldn't say.
I thought of one, but it's just a little bit related to Zach.
What is that?
Let's hear it.
Is there a story?
Which game we blurred again?
Yeah. What is that?
Okay, so there was this one time when I got out of the shower.
Oh
I
God.
I still had I only had a towel on, and I didn't bring my clothes into the bathroom. So then I walked out, and then my towel dropped.
Dude, because your song's too
Okay.
long, bro. Like you couldn't hold.
Was it
Yeah.
intentional?
No, it was not intentional.
Was there anyone around?
Yeah,
maybe
my parents and my younger sister.
Oh no.
At least we're sticking to relatives.
Yeah,
And,
at
like,
least
Not a stranger.
Like, was there anything that was like spoken about it?
No, it's just like very embarrassing. Like, when's the last time you
Like, you're
flashed
telling
your
me-
I don't think
family?
I've ever.
You're telling me you
Shit,
didn't walk
yesterday.
out and your mom didn't go, damn.
Good
No,
shit.
you
Yeah.
know that SpongeBob episode where he's like
I
bald,
raised a
like
good son.
"Hey, like the SpongeBob bald episode. You know what I'm talking about?
I think you just cut out. I don't know what you said.
What'd you
Yeah.
say?
You know the SpongeBob episode where like they're all bald
They're all
Oh, yeah.
bald.
and they're
I
all
don't
like,
know what
"Oh
that
my
is.
eyes, I'm blind from the baldness." I feel like that's what
That's
happened.
Kyle's balls.
Yeah, it's balls.
There was
balls
too much
blindness.
shine for them to
Yeah,
be able to
yeah,
You're
focus.
saying his naked body makes people blind
No.
because he's that beautiful.
They just don't appreciate. Yeah, because he's so beautiful, they don't appreciate his
Yeah.
art. You know.
It's like, yeah, it's just wow.
Well, mine's not naked related.
Oh, thank
Mine's
goodness.
Not either. Mine's not either.
You know, I feel like
I'm glad we're maneuvering away from that.
right,
mine
what's
was
your
pretty young though. I was pretty young for this one. It's for those obviously who don't know. I don't know how many of you guys know this. I have a pretty big scar in my lip, upper lip, which you can't really see because of the mustache. But when I was little, I used to love comic books. Shocker, I still do. Anyways, and I like Superman. I watched Superman a lot as a kid, and we had this bunk bed with me, and my little sister, me and my big sister that we would like live in, right, and sleep. And they had these metal bars that were like holding the beds together, right? And I would some reason saw the Superman flying. And I was like, oh, I wanna do that. I wanna fly. So I stood on top of the dresser that was at least like 6-7 feet away from my bed, right? And I wanted to jump not through the top and bottom bunk into the middle through the bars. Because I thought I could just glide in, you know, like as a kid you're like, this is simple. I saw him do it, I can do that, you know. Let's just say I didn't make it to the bed. Instead, I hit the bed really hard on the metal like pole that was like in between the beds, and it busted my lip open like badly. And they had to like rush me to like ER, and my sister was like there, and I remember them like holding me because I was like obviously like a kid. I was crying constantly, and it was just embarrassing. I still get shit from it from this day from my family, you know.
Wow.
Did you ever learn to fly?
Oh yeah. The next morning I actually got back up and then made it this time. You know, like I was like I conquered my fears, and then
You love a redemption story.
And but
You really do.
I flew
That's
so
actually
hard
really
though that
inspiring.
I went through the other side of the wall
Wow.
and like I penetrated.
So you were quite literally Superman.
I became. I'm now the Man of Steel. That was my origin story actually.
Wow, that's quite interesting.
Yeah. So beware.
Did you just dox your secret identity? That's kind of crazy.
Oh,
That is.
I am not Superman.
You had yourself.
I have no superpowers.
Yeah, we know, buddy.
Blur it. Cut it. Cut to black.
I'll share my story now. I actually have two, but they're short stories, right?
Go for it.
The first one, I embarrassed somebody else more than myself, but I was also embarrassed. My mom took me to the happiest place on earth, right? Disneyland.
Oh yes, the bar.
I'm pretty sure. I think I've told you the story where we saw a few dwarfs, you know, little people, and they were on electric scooters. And I left my mom when we were in line, and I went up to one and I yelled at the top of my lungs, "Look, Mom, it's a midget." And my mom was very upset about me, very upset with me.
Like how loud are we talking? Like loud enough that
like she was at least like 12 feet from me, probably.
But like, how many people were around you that like heard you?
It was right when they opened. In the morning.
You're in the line
at Disneyland.
Oh, the morning crowd.
Yes.
Oh no.
And then the second time was that same trip, which is I think why my mom doesn't like going on vacations with me. But we were in the hotel room. When we were at the hotel and we were checking in, so we were gonna go to Disneyland, obviously. And I saw a velvet rope, and it's the only bone I've ever broken. And I thought it was really interesting, so I was fucking with the velvet rope. Well, I tilted it over, and I saw there was a hole at the bottom of the velvet rope. So I thought, oh, this is perfect size for like one of my fingers. So I put my pinky in the bottom of the velvet rope,
Oh no.
and it fell over and it snapped my pinky all the way back.
Oh God.
And I was like 6 years old when this happened, and that's the only bone I've ever broken. But I was really embarrassed because there's a lot of people waiting to check in, and I was just there.
You're
with
just
my
there with
finger.
your finger snapped off. Hey mom, look. Just dangling
Yeah.
the finger.
So you didn't ride many rides that day, I would assume.
Not that day. But
Where were you going
talking
for
about
that time? Where were you?
it was the same trip.
Oh, it was the same trip?
Yes.
You really got active in Disneyland.
Damn, you were really active there.
That's why I said my mom doesn't like to bring me there anymore. Because
That's crazy.
So, how painful was it at the hospital?
I don't know. I don't really remember too much. I just remember
I feel like Cali
having it
Hawk
on my
is
hand.
horrible.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, that sounds horrible.
All
Raven?
right. So, fuck. I think this was back in Montana. I was just fucking with this stray ass dog, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like putting on a show. I was like in front of my siblings. I was like, "Oh, look, it's Scooby Doo," and I tried to pet it, and the motherfucker just bit me on my middle finger, and like, this isn't even like embarrassing. This is just I got bit by a dog. Like,
Nice.
Bro,
I just got attacked by a
How
Well,
old are you?
yeah.
How old are you?
like fucking 8 or 9, I don't know, but I left the
Em-
scar there, and I was just crying in the car for like 3 hours.
Yeah. Is it just me, or do little kids have like the worst experiences with dogs?
I don't.
I haven't,
I don't think I've ever
personally.
had a bad
When I was
experience
a
with a dog.
kid, bro, I was like, I had the worst. Like Chloe, right, Zach? My old dog that passed away.
Yeah, of course.
When she was like little, not little, but like old enough to where she was still big, but and really rowdy, right? My mom would every now and then would ask my sister to walk her, and one day my sister really didn't want to walk her for some reason because she's like, "Oh, Espen never walks her." Meanwhile, I'm like 6 years old. I'm a tiny kid, and this is a big dog. And so my mom's like, "All right, Espen, you have to go do it." And I was like, "I don't know, good idea. Like, it's like the size of me." And she's like, "Nope, well, you have to do it." So I go out, and I wrapped the leash around my arm to make sure I had full grip on the leash. Right? We open the door.
Sounds like a great
The
idea.
moment I close the door, Chloe bolts as fast as she can and drags me on the pavement of the ground from the driveway all the way across to the other side of the neighborhood, and drags me. And I remember seeing like a kid skateboarding down, and she jumped onto the kid. Like she was like, this is my town now. Like she gave no fucks. I remember somehow getting back home and walking in, and I was bloody all over, as scrapes all over my body, and I walked to my mom and like, I'm never walking that dog again because I was just dragged like a rag doll. She didn't even notice I was there because I was so light that she just could just go. Yeah, it was bad. That was bad.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
You don't have
Dang.
you never had bad experiences with dogs as a kid?
No, well, because if they're trained, they're not a problem. If they're not trained, I just don't mess with them.
I guess. Anyways, well,
Uh,
That's kind of badass that you
Hang on, let me
walked
open
the
the
whole way
dog.
back.
well,
I don't know how I got back. Is the thing.
See, to hold on the entire way, I assume she took her leisurely time, so it was probably like a 20-minute
sure.
run or something. And you were
Yeah.
just like strapped to the end.
Bro,
Like-
I was like,
It was
it was
just,
like a rocket ship, and I was just going.
it's like Rocket League.
You were just tied by a
Except-
shoelace to the end of this
Except
bolting
or
rocket.
The ball.
Literally, it was bad.
You just walk in the door like, Mom, I need to go to the hospital.
Not even. I was just like so bloody.
Speaking of the hospital, I feel like one of
Yes,
us here has
speaking of
went
the
to the
hospital.
hospital recently.
Someone just recently actually went to the hospital. Mr. Zaki Poo over here. You want to
Sure.
talk about last night?
Yeah, I had a brief visit. For sure.
You want to tell him the whole story, or just like, I feel like you should tell him the whole story about like the lead up.
Of course. I feel like they gotta have context, you know.
Yeah.
Well, where to start?
Good question.
Well, a big group of us, right? We're hanging out together. I think it was like 6 or 8 of us.
Mhm.
We had just gotten back from a friend's house we were playing games at, and We were walking in from inside, and some of us were walking down the road a little bit, and we hear like this giant, like barreling, like loud rumbling. I was like, "What the hell?" I turn around and see this car coming straight down the road, and I think it was me, Connor, and one of our friends, Jazz, like all walking, and the rest of the people were like walking inside or already inside, and I just like turn around, I'm like, "Oh, what the shit?" And I just like see the car almost about to hit us, so I push them out of the way and like fall into the ground and like hit the ground and was still reeling from what happened, right? And I just
So
looked
you got
down.
hit by the car.
Almost. No, I didn't get hit. We all got out of the way. I don't know what happened to that guy. If he was drunk or high or something, I don't know. But didn't get hit. But I did dislocate my leg on the way down. So
So you're a hero.
thankfully, I am a. I don't want to self-proclaim being a hero. You know, I think I just did what was right.
On rocks.
Now I don't know where you heard that.
I never heard a hero story when I was describing the situation.
No. I'll be honest. I was there. I don't remember seeing no car.
Were you outside when it happened?
Did you
I
just
don't.
make that up on the spot?
You just had a schizophrenic episode.
It's so fuzzy. You know, everything happens so fast. I
I
don't.
remember being told that you were walking in a car. and you
What
slipped on the
actually
rocks.
happened?
All right, fine. I wanted my moment of glory.
What
Basically,
actually happened?
I was for real. Everybody was in the house, and there was two people in the car, and I was getting stuff out of the trunk, and I was standing behind grabbing stuff, and out of nowhere, my leg just collapsed, like it gave out,
Okay,
and
got it.
I
He just fell.
I just fell under, yeah, and
He was just
I didn't slip. My leg just gave out and hit the ground, and I just looked, and my knee was sticking upward, and I'm like, huh.
Bro, it was.
That's weird.
I've never seen someone dislocate their leg in person before, or like break a
Mhm.
bone in person before. Because we were inside the house just waiting for them to come out of the car in, and they were taking quite an awfully long time. And we were like just sitting there hanging out, just chatting. Meanwhile, we were all slightly buzzed, other than Zach, because he doesn't drink. So like we were just chatting, having a good time, not questioning anything. Most 90 of us are pretty much just piss drunk at this point. Because we were at another place before this for a good couple hours doing drinking games, and then we ended up coming back to our place to finish it because she had family over there and they were kind of getting upset by the rowdiness, so we moved over to our place. And we get there and we're sitting in this room, and Connor, our roommate, comes bolting through the door and goes, "No joke, no joke, Zach just dislocated his knee, no joke," and then bolts out. And we're like, I can't tell if like it was in such a like almost cartoonish way that we couldn't tell if he was messing with us or if it was legitimately serious. So we walk out, and I turn over to the car, and he's on the other side of the car. So when I turn around the corner, I just see Zach's kneecap fully shifted to the other side of his leg.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
I was just like, how the fuck did this happen to the one person who wasn't drinking?
Yep,
Literally.
sober one.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The most sober person.
And to
somehow
be
got
fair,
hit.
I wouldn't be surprised if Connor was joking because it was April Fool's. However, I feel like that'd be a pretty fucked thing to joke
Not gonna
about.
lie, I kind of thought everyone was fucking with me. He called me at like 1 a.m. and was like, "Bro, I gotta tell you what just happened.
You could have thought it was
I
April.
gotta tell you what just happened." I'm like, "Bro, what are you talking about?" I was like half asleep. And he's like, "Zach just dislocated his knee, bro." I'm like, "What are you talking
He's
about?"
like a champ though. Zach like
Oh, yeah.
Also when he like walked there, he was like just staring at me. He was like, "What up?" And I was like, "Are you not like in pain?" And he's like, "I'm kind of just here." And I was like, "That looks pretty bad." But it's like I knew it wasn't like broken because it was obviously dislocated, like I could just tell. But getting him up into the car, because obviously we had to take him to the ER, which we had one person who didn't drink a whole lot take him.
A whole lot.
He was the well, the designated driver is the one who got hurt, so we were kind of fucked.
Yeah, but we had to get him there, like
Almost hit a guy on the way, but luckily he pushed him and his friends out of the way.
Our friend Mackenzie, doesn't drink a lot. I think he had like two.
He had like 2 drinks.
Yes, like
2 hours ago
he
or
was
something.
not even that buzzed. So he was able to drive Zach's car and take him to the ER. But getting him in the car was chaotic. Zach, did you know about the voice memo?
There's a voice memo?
Apparently, when we were picking you up and putting you in your car, somehow Connor accidentally called you.
Oh,
Or you called Connor. and he had a voicemail left of it happening.
Ooh, that's
You don't
interesting.
I have to show you. It's so funny.
I would love to hear that.
I'll
That's
send it to
funny.
you next time. It was so funny, just like because we were all. It's like looking back on it now because we were all so like pretty drunk. Like getting everyone to like get him to get up, but also
Oh my
not
God.
like hurt him more was so funny to listen
Dude,
to.
being the sober one, I was trying to like be like, okay, do this, and I was just like, it wasn't bad at first. Like it was, I think it was mostly adrenaline kicking in. I was just
Yeah.
laying there and I was kind of chill. It was kind of numb and tingly, and then the second that I was like, okay, try and pick me up, it was like agonizing pain.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, and I was like screaming and shit. It was like a 8 out of 10 probably, and I was like directing him. I'm like, okay, go get me medicine for painkillers, and then you try and lift me up. And I was trying to like direct how to pick me up and stuff. And this one girl who she probably was like the second most drunk. She was pretty wasted, right? I was like, okay, you're gonna have to support my leg, and she kept trying to stand over me and lift up from standing above me. I'm like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like, I was
Bro,
like,
yeah,
please
Connor
step to
tried
the side.
lift his legs up. He's like, grab his legs. I'll grab his arms. I was like, I'm not gonna just pick up his leg. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but somehow we ended up getting you in the car, drove you to the ER. You were in the ER for a good
Bro,
good
took
3 hours.
forever. They
We-
dragged me out.
I think we got home. I want to say.
Oh, I
We
know.
arrived around like 2 or something, right?
No, so when I broke my leg, it was like 1:20 or something like that. And then when we got to the ER, it was a little bit before 2.
And then you didn't get back until like 4.
It was like 4, yeah, 4 o'clock,
So
4:10,
you
something
spent
like
there
that.
for 2 hours where they really just didn't do anything.
They made me sit in a room for most of the time
Yeah.
because it fixed itself. Like they
That's
took me
crazy.
out.
Huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. They didn't do shit. I like okay, they did a little bit, but they tried to pull me into a wheelchair, wouldn't work, so they got a gurney and tried to pull me out of the back of the car because I was laying down onto a gurney. They wheeled me inside, and then they put me in a room, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna move you. Can you feel your leg at all?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's numb and stuff, and it kind of hurts." And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna lift you up, try and just like shift your body weight." And so I moved from the gurney to the bed, and when they moved me, it just popped back in place. It just went, and then it just fixed itself. Like I didn't even touch the bed, and they're like, "Oh, I think it's good. Like you straighten your leg out, and so now you're good." And I'm just like, "What? That's it?" Because I was sitting there like, "Okay, don't touch my leg, don't bend it, don't do anything." And yeah, and so like, "Okay, we're gonna get you some painkillers, we're gonna get a brace and some crutches over here, and we'll have the doctor come talk to you, and you'll be good." And then they made me sit in the room for like 2 hours.
Wow.
So
Dang.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Was this your left or your right leg?
it's my right leg.
Oh.
So what I'm hearing is Zach secretly has superhuman regeneration, because it
So
just
he's
popped
the
itself
Flash,
back.
is what you're saying.
He just
So-
or is
You're
he's Deadpool.
Superman, and he's
Secretly,
I'm
we all
Superman and
are
Zach is Deadpool.
superheroes.
That's what we're learning from this. That is crazy
Absolutely.
that it just popped itself back in place.
Yeah,
It's all
no,
that
it was
kickball,
weird.
man.
Yeah.
That's that kickball strength, Zach.
Yeah.
Must have been.
Probably,
Wait,
you
did
probably
kick-
should
did you-
not
you
play.
didn't do kickball?
Oh
So
yeah,
do you know what caused this to happen?
doctor
In my
said-
opinion, what I think happened is
Yep.
he says he just fell. If I'm picturing Zach and I know Zach, if I'm
Oh.
picturing what happened, he was grabbing something out of the car.
Uh-huh.
Some reason like misstepped and he slipped because it was raining the entire night. So like
Yep.
they were pretty wet rocks. So I think he he slipped like a cartoon character on a banana peel. And I think he like which is weird because when you were on your back, you didn't even really like land on your leg.
Oh no, it collapsed before I hit the ground.
So like, but did you land on your leg or did you just fall back?
No, I fell on my left side. So my
Reason
right
why-
side is the one that got dislocated, but my left side is the one that I was laying on.
Weird. So you didn't even land
Yeah,
it. Good thing you didn't
I
land
feel
on
like
that.
you slipped.
Oh, it would have been way worse if I landed on it.
The reason why I was confused after your first story is because the story you told me was that you don't think the rocks were slippery or anything, but you slipped and fell on rocks. Is what
Well,
you
it
told
was
me.
loose
They
rocks
were,
and
they
loose
were
dirt.
definitely wet. It was raining
Yeah.
the entire night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that Zach had a very eventful day last night.
Yeah, that was something.
Mm-hmm.
So how does your leg feel now?
Mostly fine. It's a little bit tingly. There's like acute pain, so like maybe a 1 or a 2 out of 10, but I've been taking some medicine for it.
Is
Still
it
on
the first time
crutches?
you've like broken anything or like dislocated?
Up until here, yeah, I'm using crutches for at least like a month. But
Dang.
yeah, I've never broken anything, dislocated anything. Like despite how clumsy I am, it's crazy. Like I can't go maybe 5 days without breaking or dropping something.
Yeah,
But
that is true.
I
can attest.
have never broke a bone. I've never dislocated anything until yesterday. The only injuries I've really had was when I slipped and cracked my chin open, but it was just like a minor cut, so I got a scar from it. And let's see, I had a scar from a dog that bit me in the eye, and I got hit by a firework. Those are the only 3 injuries I've had in my life, like major injuries.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Luckily, I've yet to break a bone. I'm gonna knock on wood real quick, but I've yet to break a bone. I've never the closest thing I've had is the lip thing that happened, but
Mhm.
no, I haven't. Has anyone else broken a bone before?
I told my story about breaking up.
Well, other
No.
than Max. Raven, you haven't?
Broke my arm like when I was a kid. I was just jumping on a trampoline and launched the wrong way
Oh, the
off the
good old-
trampoline and just landed on my arm.
Good old 5 little monkeys jumping on a trampoline, one fell off and
Okay,
broke
well you
his-
can't call me that.
Okay, I didn't mean it like that.
Oh my god.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, never broken a bone. I think the worst I've ever had, I told Zach, was when I was in elementary school when I was on the playground. We were playing tag on it, and then I slipped because the ground there was sand, or it was either sand. No, it wasn't sand. It was like those like wood chips on the ground.
Mhm.
I slipped and then both my knee pads landed in the wood, and then when I got up, both my knee pads were bloody.
Ouch.
That's great. So like, what you broke just the leg or what?
No, I didn't break any bones, but
Oh.
my skin.
You did start
just
with
my
I didn't break any bones.
Oh, did you?
I did say that.
My bad.
But yeah, my skin, well, was definitely bleeding. A lot of scabs on it, and I was picking at it the next like few weeks after that.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, what
it
else
was
are you gonna
very
do, you
painful.
know?
Yeah.
Like, would you say that's like the worst pain you felt, or like not it close to like something else?
Yes, I would say so. To be honest, aside from that, that's like my most defining like scale of pain. I don't think I've had a pain that's as extreme as that because it was just so extreme and so intense that it was like agonizing to move.
Yeah, that's what happens when your knee's on the other side of your leg.
Bro,
It
the
is.
crazy thing though is Zach got back, and we continued playing.
Oh, yeah.
video games. Like
Yeah.
he got back, and we just resumed like nothing happened.
Zach's
I got
back.
back and I got back and I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And then we walked in and played games and talked for a while.
All these pictures.
Yeah,
God,
Zach just sent
damn,
us.
Zach.
We're looking at currently Zach's pictures he just sent.
Damn, Zach.
Wait,
Yeah, that-
you have
that-
pictures
that
of
knee
his
is-
legs?
Oh, yeah. I took
God.
Okay, look
pictures.
in the group chat.
Yo, I want to see.
They're in the group chat.
Yeah, that
Ah.
it looks pretty bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zach.
But for obviously audio listeners, and I don't really think the YouTube, we're not gonna put them up.
Look with the mirror picture.
But,
You're just like, well, it's happened.
Well, shit.
he's
Well,
got
you
it.
do.
Nothing you can do about it.
That's his face of like, yup, this would happen to me.
Oh,
Dude, the first picture is really fucked.
yeah, that first
Oh,
picture,
yeah.
like, it is sideways.
Dude,
jeez.
I imagine Espen going out, seeing Zach, and just throwing up all over him.
Oh,
Bro,
our
I'm surprised no one did.
You know what I found out? Our driver, the one who was most sober, I found this out when I was at the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
After he saw me and like we got me in the car, he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. He threw up outside and then went to the bathroom and then drove me to the hospital.
Wait, what? Mackenzie threw up
Yeah, Mackenzie threw up.
like before taking you to the hospital?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's what Haley said.
She threw up on your front lawn.
Yeah.
No,
I don't-
He went to the bathroom. And-
Oh, was it in the bathroom? Yeah,
Yeah, threw up.
he threw up before we left.
He gets in the car and looks
Oh my
looks,
God.
looks to the back
Looks
to
back
reverse.
and he's like,
he
"Huh?"
just throws up all over you.
In your car in your car while you have a dislocated knee. I don't think there's a worse scenario.
Bro, I would just be, it's gotta be my
Yeah,
luck.
you know?
Fuck me.
So
Yeah,
what can I do at this point?
And that's what the doctor said. He's like, just really bad luck. Like, it's a common thing that
What
can
happens to
happen.
you, Zach?
It's just really bad
Yeah.
placement.
If anyone would happen to it, would be the one sober person who wasn't drinking the entire night. That's funny.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a fun little segment. I want to real quick preference like a little bit of a foundation with the like podcast. Like I think what we're trying to do with the podcast is just talk about a bunch of random stuff. Like we don't like have like one specific thing we want to talk about. Like we might talk about sports one day, we might talk about music one day, we want to talk about funny stories or stuff. Like we really don't have like a specific blueprint of what we're doing, you know?
We're
started
just bantering.
So political.
We did.
There's-
I don't know how we.
I don't know why you could
Because
you
I
know.
just about the global economic status of the world.
Yeah, I had to know, bro. I had to
That's
know.
political.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
don't like
Max is
expect,
Republican.
yeah, don't expect
I-
like everything to
why you
be
keep calling me
very
Republican.
similar. Yeah, it's like, what are you like filed as? Are you? you wanna say that? Does that matter?
I'm followed as independent.
Yeah, I think that's what I am too. Honestly, I don't know why you just wouldn't be independent, but
Yeah, because then everybody makes a big spectacle out of what you are. And
anyways,
I honestly just vote for how I want to vote.
I don't feel like we should
In
go
the
back.
moment.
Yeah, we should.
So,
we said we brought that
I
back to make fun of
guarantee
how we
you-
started.
People heard that and was like, "All right, I'm out."
Yeah,
And, like we
it's
definitely
not
lost
mine.
people if there were anyone listening to this right now. But with that being said, there is a question I've been meaning to ask because some recent things have happened, and I'm curious to get you guys' opinion on. I've refrained from talking with you guys about these, but in the music world, Metro dropped an album. I just want to get a little bit of an input, like what you guys' thoughts were on it, if you all listened to it, and like if you thought it was good or not.
We were all there, man.
I don't think it was his best
True.
work.
Did you think it was like good? Do you think it was a good album?
It was alright. It was a lot of the songs kind of sound the same, in my opinion, and that's kind of why I don't like it as much.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a few songs that are very unique than the rest. But I definitely don't think it's his best work. Nothing close.
Raven, I know you're a music guy.
If you like, it's really about the chorus, honestly. If you like the chorus, you're gonna like the whole song. Cause if you don't, it just gets repetitive, really.
Yeah, I've been a big Future fan in general. Honestly, like he's not really my style.
I used to be. Future he's one of those artists where he's like his voice is just very, not to say basic, but it's very in that realm to where in every song he's in, a lot of them sound the same just because of his voice.
Yeah,
You could definitely tell his style.
yeah. He definitely has a very
Plus, I think 17 songs was a little bit
a lot.
too
Yeah,
much.
definitely
It was,
Future.
yeah,
especially
like
for
3 hours
Future.
straight.
Yeah.
Isn't
If there was
there
more,
another
if
one?
there was more collabs, I would have said like that many is fine, but it really
Yeah.
wasn't that many collabs.
No, a lot of them was just Future.
Well,
Yeah.
the collabs are strictly fuck Drake.
Yeah, honest, bro. I will say the
Basically,
Kendrick song is definitely the best song. Can we agree to that?
But yeah,
No, my favorite
Like-
one is Underella. I love Underella.
Yeah.
I think
fair.
it goes
That was a
hard.
good song for
What
sure.
do you think is gonna happen with the Drake Kendrick stuff? Like, do you think it's gonna get like pretty nasty, or do you think
I think it's
like,
gonna get nasty.
I think
Yeah?
Kendrick's just waiting for a response, and then
Yeah,
launch
I
a
think-
nuke.
I think he already has all this shit ready, but I think he has a lot of demons in his closet to where
Yeah, I
It
think
could-
Drake will have a lot of ammo.
it can get very ugly if Drake
Yeah,
wants it to
for
get
sure.
ugly.
I agree with that.
I think it's for the spectacle. It depends
I
on how
think
much they want to play it up for sure.
That's
Yeah.
true, but it might not just be for play though. It just depends.
Yeah, I don't think it's play. The way
It is play.
I think Kendrick thought for blood, honestly. But I mean, do we really think Drake has a chance against Kendrick?
No,
Really speaking,
No.
here?
not really.
Lyric
Like-
wise, no. Lyric wise, no. The only thing Drake has is his hits. That's all he can
Yeah.
really have on him is how many.
Like, what is
number one records he
what
has.
is Drake gonna say? Ah, yeah, because like I mean, Kendrick has
The
pretty
only
much
thing
said
he can do
everything
is personal.
about him.
That's all he can do is
Yeah.
get personal.
So like, I feel like it's just gonna make people like lose respect with Drake.
It just depends.
Which a lot of
It's
people
possible,
already
for
don't
sure.
really have.
Yeah, for sure. Or Cole. I'm interested to see if Cole responds.
He's gonna
I-
keep it neutral, man.
You
Yeah,
think so?
I
Yeah,
don't think
Switzerland
J.
for
Cole's
sure.
gonna respond. I don't think J. Cole's gonna respond
Then why wouldn't just Kendrick only call out
because
Drake? Why
he,
did he call out
because he called out the big three.
Yeah, you
He
gotta
wants-
go for all of them.
He wants to prove that he's the number one guy, and he has to go after the two guys that are also in that spectacle.
He's sitting on the throne. He has to prove where the rest of them are at.
This might be a
Yeah,
dumb
Zach?
question. Yeah, okay. This might be a dumb question, but I thought the big three was Kendrick, Kanye and Drake. I didn't know J. Cole was part of the big
Yeah,
three.
Well,
he kind of snuck himself in there.
I think, yeah, I think he just put J. Cole in that conversation because
Yeah.
Ye is kind of on his little
Mhm.
Ye tangent right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his little thing.
Yeah.
Man, is that an album coming out? Like
What? What do you mean?
the Vultures
Which
2?
one?
No, it did come out. I
I
think,
think it's-
right? It came out on his
it's not out.
website.
It's not
Oh,
out
like he's
yet,
not releasing
fully.
it publicly?
No,
Yeah,
yeah, he's still gonna release it publicly. It's just not out yet. Like out for like Spotify use.
That's weird. That doesn't make sense to me.
You know who I think is weird? Is that there are artists that release their music through Instagram.
Bro,
Dude,
That is a weird choice.
Kanye did that with fucking Donda too.
I know, but like, and then to not release it.
yeah, and then just not release it. It's like no one's gonna like. Do they get profit from that? Like,
Yeah, they 100% make more, but it's just
no way they made more than they would if they would have put it on Spotify.
Well, see, if they put it on both platforms, they would make more. So why not?
Well, then
I-
if people are not gonna go to the other one if it's already on Spotify.
Espen, I
Yeah,
think
true, but there will
might-
be people who find it one place but not the other.
I think I might have a hot take.
Go
Right
for
now.
it. We love hot takes on this podcast.
I think Vultures 1 was better than a new album.
What do you mean the new album?
The Metro album.
Oh, I think
Oh,
so.
that is crazy.
I think it was better than
I
the
can agree
Metro
with that.
album.
I think okay, so, it's weird because with the Kanye's
Vultures
album,
1 was good.
it was good, but it was also some really bad songs. I'm not even talking about talking. I'm saying like there were some like really good songs, but there's like a lot of mid songs as well. I feel like there's a lot of filler. Like
It's true, but I think the Metro album was almost
yeah,
mostly
I can
filler
agree with that.
songs.
I wouldn't say Kanye's album's a great album. I say it's just a good album. It's an alright album.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's
Isn't
just
another Metro album
take.
coming out like
Yeah,
this
with
Friday?
Jid, bro.
Oh,
Well, no,
well.
not that one. But Jid and him are making an album. And I'm so excited for that. I think that's gonna shake up like the music industry pretty hard if that comes out. What
Yeah.
is it? What other Metro were you thinking about?
It was a sequel to We Don't Trust You. It's supposed to come out like April something. I don't know.
Damn, Metro drops a lot. Then, God, how does that? I
Well,
mean, I guess
that's also-
he's a producer. He's
yeah,
not-
it's also because he doesn't have to like write music.
Mhm. That's a lot.
He just makes beats, but that's a lot of songs still.
Yeah, that's respect. He's,
Yeah, he dropped in 2018, 2022, 2023, and 2024.
Would you say Metro's like the greatest producer?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
No. Well, other than my man, Andre.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like though, like
I don't
sure,
think he's better than
the
Dre.
history of Dre is definitely different though, because of obviously like the history of Dre. But I definitely think like quality and quantity wise, I think Metro is better.
I agree in certain aspects, but I feel like for when he was in his music prime,
Yeah,
everything he was making was
for sure.
unlike anybody else's music.
So how long do you think it would take for Metro to be better than Dre, in your opinion?
Probably a few more albums. One thing I liked about Dre a lot though is that he brought people up, which helped him a lot too.
It's kind of hard though. In this
I
day
know.
and age, though. You know?
I know. I'm just saying there's certain stuff that he used to do that just
Yeah, for sure.
Made
I
him-
can't argue that. He
made
made,
him
he made
Dr.
one of my
Dre.
favorite artists of all time, so I can't argue. He's also in probably the greatest rap group of all time, so I can't argue that.
Hmm.
But Kyle, did you listen to the Metro? I don't know if you did.
I did. Well, I didn't listen to like all of it when you guys were listening to it in Discord, but I did listen to it this afternoon.
Yeah. Did you fuck with it at all? I don't know. I know your music styles are very very different than ours, but did you like it?
I mean, like Max said, a lot of the songs do sound very similar to each other,
Mhm.
but I did kind of like Running Out of Time.
Running Time was not bad. That was a good song.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty good song. Anyways, but on the topic of Metro, I feel like we talked about a lot about Metro, so we're gonna get out of Metro for a little bit. Instead, we're talking about a different music
What's
artist.
Metro?
I love Metro. However,
I
there's
love Metro.
another music artist currently in the news. So shockingly, not for music though, for a massive gambling addiction, and his name is Bruno Mars.
Yeah, that was crazy.
How are you in debt $50 million?
Yeah,
That's the gambler's outcome.
but
It happens.
okay, but I feel like he has the money to pay that. No,
Well, I think it's
Uh,
because he has like a deal with them or something. Like
like
there's some like deal that he did with the casino specifically that he's doing it so it like messes with his taxes. So he's technically making like 1.5 million per night, but he's losing it. So like he's like gaining and losing it technically.
Or
yeah,
there's the
I
conspiracy
looked
about
it up.
how he put, in order to counteract his problem with the casinos, is that they just play his music on loop, so he makes a ton in revenue and feedback.
Oh
And,
yeah, I did hear about that. Like they have a deal where they play all of his music. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they have. Well, I looked it up, and it said the "Just the Way You Are" crooner is currently in his 8th year of his residency at the MGM hotel, and so he reportedly makes in his current deal $80 million,
But he's currently
and he started working with them in 2016, and the money that he owes is for the MGM also.
I see. So like he's in debt, but he's really not in debt.
He's
Well, I
in
mean,
debt.
He could
but-
get it all back. He's
Yeah, he could just
just
That's
one
one
more hand.
album. That's one album.
pay it off probably.
One
instantly.
more hand, yeah. Just honestly, if I were him, you're already a billionaire, right? Like, if I were him, I just put 50 mil on black, and then just pray.
That goes wrong.
But
100 million black
apparently-
again.
Exactly.
and that's why you're not a millionaire.
But apparently, people that have spoken to him in the last month have reported that he doesn't owe any money to them right now.
Right now.
Did he pay it off, or did he just?
I don't know. It doesn't like specify. All
What
it
happens if
has
he just
is
doesn't
money
pay
in
back?
MGM.
And what?
He
Then
could
they
probably go to
just
jail
take
for
his
that.
kneecaps. That's what happened
Yeah,
to
he
Zach.
could
He
probably
didn't pay
go to
his
jail.
gambling debt.
Yeah,
They took Zach's
Yeah, they
kneecaps
came
away.
for me.
that is funny.
Then
But,
he slipped, man. He slipped.
That's the cover. I signed an NDA, so that's the cover story.
So we're rich, Zach?
We?
I mean, I live with him. So
Who
Yeah,
is
you
this
two
we?
are married.
we're rich now, right, Zach? Is that
No,
what
you're
you're
married to his sister.
saying? Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
Speaking of gambling as well, though, there's also a pretty big gambling thing going on,
Is
and
there?
not in the music world, but in like the sports world as well.
Well, oh yeah,
With Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani stuff.
That's pretty crazy. There's a lot of gambling stuff going on in the world. I don't know how I feel about Ohtani's though. I feel like he's
I think
fine.
he's a part
I
of
think
it.
he's alright. You think so?
Yeah, I think if it was anybody other than him, they wouldn't be playing right now.
I don't know.
You can't take $5 million from somebody and them not realize it. Plus, there's been people that have like made videos about it. The first time he spoke to people about it, he said that he wasn't there when he placed the bets, but he was aware of the bets being placed. And then when he figured out that he could be suspended for it, he changed his statement to saying that he never knew that anything was ever placed and he didn't have anything to do with it, and he stole his money basically. So I don't think he was in on placing bets, but I do think that he knew that there were bets being placed.
Yeah, but if he knew the bets were being placed though, and he wasn't the one placing them, like that's not him placing them.
But it's his money. It's like.
Well, so the way I heard it though was that he asked for money, and Ohtani didn't know what it was for. He gave him the money, and then he once I don't know. What do you know what his name is? The speaker, whatever his translator like told him was like, oh, I'm in debt. Can you help me pay it back? And Ohtani was like, yeah, I'll just take whatever you need to pay yourself back. Like not knowing what it was for, and then he took more than what he said, and that's why they're saying he stole from him because he took more than.
I heard stuff that said that his agent wire transferred money straight to his thing, and he didn't know about it. And I don't know. I just don't think.
Actually, like Otani is such a good guy. You know, like I don't see
see,
him.
you think people are good guys until stuff like this happens, though, and then you
I
understand.
think he was just trying to help his friend out and didn't realize what it was for because he's a good guy and now he's getting shit faced for it. You know, like
I can say there is always a chance that he's nothing to do with it, but there's a chance that he did know about it, and in that case, he can be punished for it.
mm.
Yeah, he did that shit. Anyway,
There's no way. There's no way. I don't.
Anyway,
I refuse to believe it. But
yeah, just because you're a fan of his doesn't mean he didn't commit a crime.
well, we're getting towards the ender part of this. I want those are like the few things I want to talk about. We're getting towards the end of the podcast, so I do have a question for all y'all related to the podcast. Because I'm kind of wanted to get your ideas of what you kind of are expecting from this podcast. Are you expect like goals, like anything you want to like achieve from this personally, or even just like achievements with the like how long do you think it's gonna go for type of things. I'm just curious on your guys' thoughts on that. And it doesn't matter who starts, but I'm just curious.
I don't really have much. It's
Like,
just
not
Like,
all
are you,
at once, man.
here to chat, man.
like are you like expecting like how many like realistically how many think episodes we go?
Well,
I
it
don't
depends.
know.
Like, are we doing this like every month?
The ideal scenario is to try to do it, or try to record at least once a week if possible, and
Okay.
hopefully if we do that, we could release once a week. If not, we'll do like bi-weekly. We don't really have a set schedule yet, but I want to try to get this going every week if we can.
If we
I
stick
think
to a
it
weekly
makes
routine,
sense to once a week. Once a week makes more
Yeah.
sense than doing it on like a monthly basis.
Definitely
Agreed, for sure.
not monthly. Like either like once a week or twice a week. I mean, twice a month. Sorry,
Twice a week.
twice a week, guys. We drop on Friday and then we drop on Monday.
I'm down.
that would be a lot of work. I think if we are able to stick to a weekly schedule, we
Mhm.
could honestly pump out, depending on how we go on topics and how comfortable we're feeling with it, at least 15 to 20 episodes to catch our footing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That sounds like
15 to 20 to catch our footing is crazy.
that would be
Well,
crazy.
I definitely think so.
realistically-
it'll take a good amount for us to get comfortable with like the podcast feeling and podcast vibe.
I would say about the third or fourth episode, we'll feel comfortable and have a good idea of it. But you know, you constantly have to improve when we come up with new episodes and stuff like that.
Just
Yeah.
5 months later. You know what? I'm starting to feel this whole podcast thing.
You never know.
I think I'm getting the hang of this now. You know.
I always was a slow learner, so
Yeah. Oh, we know that for sure. Like you've been playing Fortnite for how long, and you still don't know how to play the game.
Okay.
I got the
jeez.
basics down.
Let's not get
Okay,
out
let's
to
not
the guy
bring
now.
that up.
Let's not get out to the guy now.
Much love, Zach. Much love, Zach. Now, personally, I just want to see like how far we can go. I want to get better at talking in general and like public speak and talking on your feet type of thing because I'm not good at that. So I'm hoping that this.
Menu.
Shut up. I'm hoping that this this helps. With
I
that.
took a public speaking class, so
And I feel like there's a lot of us who have problems with like, not problems, but like struggles with talking on like on your feet, like like out of nowhere, like just.
Like in front of people.
I don't know
Yeah,
who
yeah.
we is, but
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
there'll be like
Yeah.
times where if I'm like presenting in front of the board, I'll just be staring at the board and not looking back at the
You
people.
just have to look. Yeah, you just gotta.
yeah, you,
I
you
I
get
took a
nervous, your
public
knee
speaking
collapses.
class at ASU.
Yeah.
It's just it's all about just making sure you're not in your own
Yeah.
head.
We
Or
do
there'll be
have
times-
some big plans for some like milestone podcasts. We kind of have some things already in mind. We're not gonna say what, but hopefully if we can get to those
Just in case we
episodes,
don't get there.
and then if we don't end up doing it, I don't want to just be like, oh, we're gonna do this now. We don't actually do it. I'm not gonna say what, but
you gotta tune in and find out.
yeah, you're gonna have to keep listening because
You get to
we'll keep you updated on that.
To all three
I'll
of
go
you,
around
better
and
lock
find out.
in.
to all three
Fuck
of
around
you.
and find out.
But I'm excited
And Jessica.
for what's to come, and Jessica. I'm excited for
Ooh, for shout out.
for all things that
Alright,
happen on the podcast.
things I'm expecting from this podcast: pussy, money, weed.
Always got to start with those.
Exactly. Exactly.
Huh?
I
That's
think
really
we'll make
all.
it to 10 at least.
For sure.
Oh,
Hopefully.
past 10. I'm just calling it. We get triple digits.
Okay,
Triple
okay.
digits?
What?
That's
calling it-
crazy.
Maybe
I'm
with
calling
some
it here.
roster
That's-
changes.
That's
I'm calling
that's
it
a
now.
Roster changes? What do you mean by that?
I'm calling it now. I don't think we all make it to triple digits.
I
Triple
definitely don't think
digits.
so. The way I see it though is like this is our main core here. What we are is the
The
main
core four.
podcast.
Oh,
the
fuck
core,
this.
the
Core five.
No, no.
the
You
core
guys decide
five
for
list.
who's not. in
But
the-
there's a good chance that there's certain episodes where maybe one of us isn't here. Maybe Kyle's busy one week and he can't come in. Maybe Zach's busy one week and can't come in. And so like the rosters might change every now and then. You might not get all the same people, but we're gonna try to stick with the same people every time for as long as we can until obviously like
For sure.
say like something just doesn't work out. You know.
We could have new guest members. We could have added people.
We-
We'll see how it goes.
We do want to try to get some people that we know to kind of like hop on and kind of spice things up. You know, get some.
Add a bit of flair.
I'm getting Drake next week. Drake's
No
going to
way.
talk about the Kendrick beef with us next week.
That would be crazy.
Yeah,
Second
he'll make
episode
a-
debut.
He'll make another caption on the spot. You know,
Yeah,
we'll get
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that would boost the podcast.
I feel like it would hurt. No.
Yeah, dude, that would hurt.
That would hurt. So guys, if you guys want to hear Drake talk about the Kendrick beef, tune in next week because he will be here to talk about it.
Yeah,
you
if you
know?
wanna-
On Espen's word.
On my word, yep, he's gonna be here.
We will leak Drake's new track. Just to see the new track, you look up Drake's leaks.
Is that gonna be the only
Just
leak
look up-
that you
look
think
up
of?
Drake's leaks is
Look up
crazy.
Drake's leaks, and you.
Yeah. If
You'll
you
get
guys want to
sneak
hear
peek
what
in the
happened
next
with Kendrick,
episode.
yeah, look up Drake leaks on any social media,
You'll get there.
Especially Twitter.
especially
really
Twitter.
popping up
Oh, well,
there.
X now.
Oh, I'm sorry, X.
Oh, of course.
It's gonna be XXX once you look
Did
up
anyone-
that
did-
leak. You know.
Real quick tangent. Did
Okay,
anyone see the SpaceX thing that happened today?
Ooh,
No, what
briefly,
happened?
yes.
At like it was like 3 hours ago. They launched another satellite up, and you could like see. You probably could honestly probably still see your streak now, but there's a giant streak across the sky right now.
Yeah, a trail of smoke left behind.
Yeah, so I saw that. That was pretty cool. Anyways, I'm a big space.
It's very cool.
Wait, you can still see it. Like I can still see it outside my door.
You might still be able to. It might be gone by now. Honestly, I don't know. My dad sent a picture of him watching it, and you could see like the rocket fully like just.
It looked like the trails after a jet, like just
Yeah.
puffs of cloud, like a streak across the lower sky.
It was pretty cool.
Did he launch it here or like in Texas?
In Cali, I assume, right?
I actually don't know.
I'm
Yo.
assuming it's in Cali.
Y'all think you would have survived if you were on the Challenger?
The Challenger.
Oh no.
Oh, is
I
that
don't think
because
anybody
I grew up?
survived the
I don't
challenge.
think-
I don't
I
think
don't think
anybody
I-
survived the challenge.
I think the only person that would is Espen because he's Superman. The rest of us would die.
You're right, you're
Nah, I
right.
don't know about that.
I condensed the blast. You're right.
You condemn the blacks?
what? Yo, what the?
I said condense the blast. That's crazy.
Definitely should get that
Okay. On this topic,
Yeah.
space topic, not the blacks.
Good to clarify.
if you
Well,
had
just
the
say that
option-
again. Say that again. Space topics. Don't mention that
on
last
the space topic. If
Yeah.
Elon Musk takes us to Mars, are you going?
Oh, 100%.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going?
Well, how affordable is it? Is it like my life
Say
savings?
just
it's
going.
Like, say
You're just going.
yeah, you're going.
You're just going for free.
You
But
want
like,
I
a
would.
you
raffle.
obviously restart. You're gonna have to buy a new house. You're gonna have to buy like a living style, obviously. Get a
Of
new
course, of
job.
course.
Like, are you going?
You'd probably commit the rest of your life to it because I don't
sure,
assume
for
that
sure.
you would be able to come back.
Well, you probably could. It'd probably just be. It's honestly, it'd be like a train, just a very long train. You know?
Wouldn't it be like, isn't it like a
plane,
week
right?
trip or 2 week trip or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Mhm.
so that's
Um, I would do it 100%.
Yeah,
Probably
for
not
sure.
right now.
Not right now. Well,
Not right
what
now.
what about in the future
I'll
then?
tell Elon to wait
Yeah.
on me.
How old in you would do it?
Probably like 40.
40 years old. You're moving to Mars.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to do that. I'm moving to Mars the moment I get a chance to. I don't do-
Yeah, because Elon will hit you up and be like,
Just-
yo, we got a spot, dude.
It just wants
Well,
to
we'll make sure that we get to put the first podcast on Mars.
That's our 100th
100th
milestone.
podcast. Yeah, that's our 1,000 podcast.
We'll spoil that one.
on Mars.
Yeah, we'll spoil that one for you. So stay tuned for that.
Assuming
On
that space
Mars.
travel keeps up its speed, that's our goal.
Assuming that
Yeah.
Zach doesn't dislocate and fall out the spaceship.
feel like it would be hard to do that, but
How would you get
Miss
out of the
Lucia.
spaceship?
He's in like that vacuum seal room, and he presses the button, and he just flies
Uh,
out.
He thinks
I would
it's-
find
he
a
thinks
way.
to open the door button, but it's the eject button. And he just launches
He's-
himself.
if
just
anybody
freezes in
were to,
space.
let's be honest.
You would do that.
Probably be you.
They have
It would
duct
say a
tape
bigger
you,
button,
like-
red button that said eject. And you would
Maybe-
like yes, and then just
You would read the wrong directions or read the
Yeah.
directions the wrong way.
it would say it in Spanish, and he doesn't know, so you would just click it.
Why is it in Spanish?
Because they got to be bilingual.
Formed by
Planes
Elon,
gotta be
though?
bilingual.
They gotta be bilingual,
The
man.
spaceship's got to be bilingual. How are you're saying only Americans are gonna get to go, bro? Like,
You're right. That's wrong on me.
My bad.
anyways, I feel like that's a good place to call the podcast. We talked about it a lot. I feel like, I guess you could say that was a pretty good banter.
Oh God.
Banter.
I've been waiting
God.
to use that. I've been waiting to use that.
Jesus.
Anyways,
Are you gonna be making bad jokes at the end of each of these
Oh.
podcasts?
Oh,
always. That's
Man,
He's
we
gotta
are
match the-
not- We are not making it
He's-
to
That's
triple
an-
digits.
he's got to give dad jokes to match his age.
of course.
Yeah. I mean, he is in his 40s.
I'm not.
Canonically.
I'm not. Okay.
Espen is.
let's
for
make this-
viewers. Espen's
let's-
55.
For a lot of viewers, they like to call me old, which makes no sense because Max and I are the same age.
Currently.
He
somehow
actually
I'm
took that
old.
problematic photo of
It's not
Zach
white.
when he was younger.
Yeah.
Oh
It's a
God.
problematic photo.
Anyways, I'm not 40. They like to say I
It's
am,
40.
but I am all the same age as all. of them.
I don't know, man. Show me your birth certificate, then I'll think
I
about
can-
it.
Yeah, show me
okay,
your
that's
birth
not
certificate,
fair
Espen.
that I
me the birth
don't
certificate.
have it. Okay.
Oh, what a
But
coincidence.
then how do we know that you're not 50?
I got a social security number, right? That you can. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
it's
give you
one.
that though.
I mean,
It's one.
if you want to give me your social security number,
I'm not gonna do that, but listen, I'm on my way of getting it back. It's not my fault that my dad lost my birth certificate. I'm
It's
on the
your fault
process.
that you don't have it still.
Yeah, I should get that. That's pretty important. But, anyways, that was the podcast. That was number one,
That's
boys.
it.
We love round of applause, boys.
Whoa.
Oh,
You know?
oh.
Hopefully we get this going more, and our goal is to get this every week. Who knows what
Surely.
we're gonna talk about? A lot of fucked up shit probably, and a lot
Play
of
it by ear.
play it by ear.
Very
Um,
much.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
The end. The end. Cut it. Cut it now.
All right, peace.